I guess I will just let everyone know that we do try to make all of our collections available for use in other publications, presentations, or other projects you might be working on. Right now, we're not able to fulfill some of our requests as quickly as we normally do, due to the current situation. However, we have digitized the majority of our holdings. We're working to continue to do more of that as much as we're able right now. So if you do have projects that you're working on that you think might our collections might be of use to you, please let us know and we'll see what we can do. We also just ask for your patience right now as things are a little bit unusual. We do have all of our hard drives available to us, but it just takes a little bit longer to find things and send them on their way at the moment. But again, we're delighted to make these materials available. It's part of why we do what we do, and it's really a joy for us when other people are able to use these images in their own work. And we've been able to do several of those image requests so far, and we look forward to more. I think we have quite a backlog, don't we, Adrienne, of Shaughnessy image requests, as we're just getting started in the processing phase of that. It's probably going to take a couple of years. That's a 90,000 image collection in total. About 60,000 black and white negatives, which will be our first priority. So there'll be a lot of work to do in that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of wonderful discoveries to make, and we look forward to making those available as we get through them. Well, Kevin and Fred, if you're on here, why don't we go ahead and start the transition process so we can continue running on time when it's up to your start. Oh, and okay, well, hold on. I'm looking back at the Q&A, and now we have several questions. Need to look at this more frequently. Sorry about that. So let's see. Try to answer as many of these as I can in the next 5 minutes.
I can also hop on there too.
Oh, thanks, Adrienne.
Yeah.
Why don't you start? Renaud Charkowski from France asked if we can give any info about how we preserve the glass plate negatives.
Sure. So currently they're preserved vertically and with lots of acid-free padding on each side to prevent breakage. You want to keep them pretty much cool and dry. They don't do well with sub-zero storage like film negatives do. And I think the biggest concern is handling with the glass plates. The emulsion side tends to start getting flaky, so when you digitize, you're going to want to do them emulsion side up. Also, make sure you're handling them with nitrile gloves rather than cotton, because they can get pretty slippery. And just always wear gloves to prevent oils from getting on the materials. But those are the basics.
And Adrienne, we've got a couple of questions about cataloging, well, which system we use and our current search for a new one.
Sure. So right now we're cataloging using VRA Core descriptive schema. And we're currently looking for a different schema because while this one is really rich, it has a lot of different fields that aren't always necessary. And we're embedding the metadata in Adobe Bridge with a plugin. So they stay with the files, but we're also saving all of the written data in Excel sheets, just in case the embedded metadata would get stripped from the image files.
Oh, we also have a question about the level of climate control.
And I think we're frozen.
Well, I think you're back now.
Yep.
The joys of technology.
Yeah, really.
So a question about climate control, just basics on the level that we use. I'm guessing Adrienne can't hear me right now. So to answer the question about climate control, we store most of our materials at a temperature of between 60 and 62 degrees Fahrenheit, with our relative humidity ideally in the 30 to 35% range. The site we have fluctuates a little bit more than that. We run dehumidifiers, and we're trying to kind of stay in that 30 to 35% range. Adrienne's nodding.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, you got it.
Good. Let's see, we've got a couple more questions, well, several more questions, although we're going to have to get to the next presentation soon. And anything we don't get to right now, we'll try to take in a later Q&A session at the end of the day. Richard John asks about the Victor Hand collection. He asks if the Central Railroad of New Jersey negatives have been done yet. They have. We have not posted those selections from that railroad yet, but everything is digitized. So Rich, if there's something specifically you're looking for, let us know and we'll try to find it. Let's see. We also have a question from Oren Hellbach, who asks if we accept images digitally or only as film that we digitize. Right now, we are only accepting born analog material, so negative slides, glass plates. At the moment, we look at our digital files as kind of backups, I think, Adrienne, to our the original materials, the slides, negatives, prints, plates, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. There's kind of a whole protocol involved with digital preservation, so we wouldn't feel comfortable taking those right now, but we are looking into writing a grant to advance some of our digital preservation practices.
So we've got several more questions. We will try to get back to some of these in the Q&A session later today. We know there's a lot of passion and interest out there about photography preservation in our community. As we look at future online presentation events, one of the things we're thinking of doing, hopefully in the not too distant future, would be a Q&A panel discussion specifically about photography preservation. So again, we'll take as many questions as we can later today, and then we'll try to set up something in the future to talk more about it.
That sounds good.
Thanks, Adrienne.
Yep.
And we may need you to pass the presenter baton back to me at this point.
Okay.
Ken's able to do that for us.